And now, what does Malcolm mean? Religion should not be discussed. How is this great avenue of black menticide overlooked? How can we overlook it? Haven't foreign religions divided us already since their imposition on us? What do you mean, Malcolm, by saying bringing them in will divide us? I think this statement by Malcolm was convenient for him, also, was Arabized. He was Arabized himself. He was Arabized. He was a Muslim. He was a Muslim. So there are so many things that he brought. Far be it from me to vilify an ancestor. There are so many indispensable gifts within the context of his gifting that he brought to the black world. He brought to us. He too had jewels, had pearls, that he dropped. I'm not taking that away from him. But here, we must, I proceed, respectfully differ with him. We must respectfully differ with this ancestor on this particular. This is not dismissing him and his work in its entirety. I don't want to be misconstrued here of saying something that I'm actually not saying. I'm not anti-Malcolm. No, I'm not. But when it comes, specifically to this aspect of his body of knowledge, how he dealt, with the subject of religion, I really find that, to be lacking, potency, to reorient us, in our consciousness, back to that which will cause the emergence, in us of a free, an authentic spirit and a people. Now, another thing is one of the greatest long-standing illusions that we as African people, especially the so-called conscious community, have and they strongly need to give up is pussyfooting tendencies of political correctness and mediocrity. We should no longer nurse each other's colonial hangovers, brothers and sisters. We should no longer nurse each other's colonial hangovers and addictions to foreign and anti-African ideologies and religions. This is what causes us, to malfunction. This is what causes us to keep going, on divergent, directions. Can't you see? We cannot continue to have the cosmic concept, consciousness, mocked by the continued intellectual, spiritual, and cultural parasitism to foreigners and invaders of our essential and existential living planes. I'm ardently concerned here about the aspect of spirituality in black consciousness that has been overlooked. Black people malfunction in their, use of their cognitive apparatus due to spiritual castration, which, our brother Velimbele so eloquently defines and that is spiritual castration, as disabling our capacity to locate ourselves in space and time. That's how the brother beautifully, defines it. He coined the concept, and that's his definition of it. A pearl, one of the pearls, that he has dropped to this generation, and being himself one of the medicines ancestrally dispensed to us, and we give thanks to our ancestors for that. Now, lack of primary frame of reference, a rallying point to which, we are to plug in. I mean, that's what we are lacking, primary frame of reference. The primary frame of reference that we are to plug in with, quote unquote, a religious conviction. Have you ever seen how religious people, exert themselves and demonstrate discipline? I mean, they beat us to that. They beat us to that. When it comes to discipline, when it comes to commitment, when it comes to dedication, whether or not we see them as kungs, religious folks among our people, beat us to that. So now we do not have what Pan-Arabism uses. Pan-Arabism uses that it calls Islam. We don't have something like that. Or what white supremacy or Zionism uses. And that is Christianity and Judaism. We don't have that. We have no value system at the moment, and spiritual convictional basis, entrenching commitment and sincerity in the struggle, and dedication to build the new Black/African order. And we're still busy, making, petty, inconsequential, trivial arguments like, are we Black or African? We are not African. We are not Black. We are this, we are that. When, we do not, realize how we are actually being peripherized, from the core. So all of these, I am covering in my current work, Unshackle, my current work, which is yet to be released. Unshackle, Stepping on Toes, a case for the reorientation of African consciousness.